guys, welcome back. So in today's video I wanted to create my new catch-all space, catch-all notebook, catch-all journal. I wanted to create it here in case anybody was interested in maybe creating a similar notebook. I thought it would be cool to make it in this size because if you watched my last video, which I can link here, I have been using a traveler's notebook since I would say late August, September, exclusively for that kind of like in-between documenting of things where it's not really like daily journaling or scrapbook journaling. It's kind of like this weird junk catch-all, but also random quotes if you wanted it to be, random packaging, random stickers, just randomness really. And so I am going to use this to kind of measure out the dimensions. So this is the A5 cousin, and I have my papers here. So the inside is going to be just like an assortment of papers, mostly like ledger, some bright colored loose leaf paper, and then just other random papers. And then the cover, I kind of chose this one. But then I was thinking I'm going to collage over the cover. I want to try out like February and June she makes her own journals and she like just collages the cover and then uses packing tape. I have done that like on my Hobonichis, but I've never actually done a journal where the cover looks like that, so I really want to try that. And I'll link her channel in the description so you guys can check her out. I'm feeling like space vibes. I've been feeling space vibes for a while now, but I think it would be cool to maybe make the cover one of these. Now I will be covering it. Like it's not really that big of a deal what kind of paper I'm using. I'm not too sure which paper I want to choose here, but I'm gonna go ahead and choose that paper, and then we can get started measuring and cutting and all that. I went with this paper, which is like the first paper that I had, but I wanted to make it A5 size. So I happen to have the pencil board, which makes my life a whole lot easier. But if you didn't have the pencil board, then you could just take the journal that's A5 and trace along that. So I'm going to kind of just mark here where this ends, and then I want to use that mark to line up the other side, and then this is where I'm going to cut here, and we're going to cut here. This is what our cover looks like, and I want the moons on the inside, I think, because I'm going to collage over, so this won't be as plain. It's a good base for collaging. So we're just gonna fold and I don't want it to be like super scored. I want it to kind of have a rounded edge, so the papers fit nicely in there without like popping out, if that makes any sense. But let's measure it against the Hobonichi, and yeah, it's actually perfect. Here comes the fun part where we can go ahead and like decorate this. So I think right off the bat I wanted to use watercolor, but because that's gonna kind of warp the cover because it's not very thick, I'm going to use some Poscas. So I have just a few colors here, and we can just start kind of just making random marks. Okay, so I think that's good. I just wanted something to break up the big plainness of this paper. And now we're just going to randomly stick stuff in. I only have stickers. I don't have like any scraps. I do have scraps, but they're very limited because I'm very aggressive with throwing out little bits of paper, because it can get really out of hand really quickly. I have a lot of Hello Kitty, which I love, so maybe we can have like a big one, like a nice big sticker or two that will take up a lot of space. And I have some more Five Below stickers. I think these are, oh, I have some butterflies. I think these ones are really huge. Oh yes, I think I will use this one and maybe one of these. I don't have a rhyme or reason when it comes to collaging with stickers. Here is like my laptop, and as you can see, I just put a layer of stickers on and I save my favorite ones for like the top layer, but it's still cool when you can see some of them peeking out from behind. So this is what I'm gonna attempt on here. The one thing I wanted to say about stickers and collaging with stickers is that sometimes you just don't have the bandwidth to try and put any thought behind what you're doing. Sometimes just for your own healing and peace of mind, you just want to like do something creative but not with a lot of thought behind it. And so this is where like stickers come in handy, because you can make something and not really think too much, just, you know, lay stuff down and build on different layers and just take it from there. So I won't make you watch all of this in real time, but just wanted to put in that word of advice. So I wanted to stop it here so you can see we have a nice base, and I might put some more stuff here because that's looking kind of plain, the edges, but I'm just going to keep building up on this, and then we'll start putting like the decorative stickers on. All right, so I'm gonna get some packing tape to cover this, and then I'll meet you right back here. Well, I'm very happy with my cover. It matches really well with my current Hawanichi. Here's a closer look. Next, we're going to add the signatures, and then we will be done. And I spared you watching me cut these down to size. You're welcome. Basically, the best formula I can give you for this is whatever size your journal is, like the dimensions vertically and horizontally, subtract an inch. So when you're cutting your papers down, if this is 11, you want to cut your papers at the 10 mark, and if this is 8, you want to cut your papers at the 7-inch mark. And that's our basic signature that we're going to bind. As you can see, it gives just enough space all around, and I have my binding supplies here. I think I'm gonna go with this green. It goes pretty well with the cover and basic supplies for sewing and signatures. I have it all, which is gonna help me poke the holes in. I have some binder clips to hold the signature in place. And then I like to use like a doll. They call this a doll needle. I'm not sure why, but I like a long needle. And you'll need an old book as well. And then you're gonna be like, why ever would I need an old book? Because if you're a weakling like me, you need something to brace the spine of the book while you make holes in it. First things first is we're going to make sure our signature papers are all flush, and then making sure that we have it arranged evenly on the cover. And then I personally like to use 4 binder clips while holding this as flush as I can to the spine, because you don't want to binder clip this in and then it's like far from the spine. This is just a basic 3-hole stitch. I eyeball everything, so I just kind of like, where's the middle? Somewhere around here. And I'm just gonna punch, or rather dig this all into this book so that it goes all the way through my spine. Top, I do about 1 inch from the top and about 1 inch from the bottom. I kind of just eyeball it. I don't really measure. I like to use a waxed cord so that it doesn't fray. And I start in the middle. And I want to leave a tail about that long. Then I go to the top. And then you go to the bottom hole. And this is the part that I hate, because I usually end up putting the needle through the top stitch, but you want to finagle your needle back into that middle hole. And if this string is on this side of that thread, then I try to bring the needle on the other side. So both tails are kind of cradling that middle thread. Now, this is an important tip I'm going to give you here, because this is not a mistake, but some people have told me, well, my signatures are wiggly. Before you tighten, you want to take off your binder clips, because no matter how tight you tie your tail ends, if the binder clips have wiggled, which they might, and the signature is away from the spine, that's what you're tightening, is it away from the spine. So once you take off your binder clips, then you can really tug on this. And with wax thread, it's easier because it doesn't slide backwards. And I do several knots. And there we go. You can cut these off. I like to leave a little bit of thread in case I decide to do a charm or something. But that's it. This is our finished journal. I am so excited about this. I like to just go back in and just recrease some of the paper at the spine so that it's nice and flat. Sometimes I will put this under my laptop or some heavy books to flatten it further. Because, you know, sometimes when you make a journal, it's got like that new I won't close thing where it just pops open, which is fine. I'm really happy with it, and I can't wait to start. I'm just measuring to start working in here. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me create my little catch-all journal.
and I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one.